Sometimes we can get carried away by excitement, by emotion, maybe a desire to just get everything right. And today kind of has that flavor. And conversations can end up being bigger than we expected. Or emotions can take on a life of their own on a day like today. What starts out very small might suddenly feels like it is moves to the top of the priority list, like nothing matters more. It's a day to check whether our words align with our truth, ask ourselves if we are creating peace or maybe we're just avoiding the deeper message. So join me as we gain an understanding of how to embrace this energy. And it's my hope that you now have the tools, the insight to go forward with a confidence, with clarity, with love. I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. And thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the positive, loving support you send me each and every day. I do send it back to you tenfold. Welcome to your daily focus, October the 1st, 2025. Rabbit. Okay, before we jump into the daily numerology, let's look at the numerology for the month, okay? So October 2025. October is the 10th month, so it holds the 10 energy. The 10 energy is about new beginnings, new chapters, a changing of the season, that we are always transforming. It's there to remind us that we are always transforming. Whether or not we are a participant in that transformation, that's up to us. But 1 plus 0 is a 1, and the 1 is the I am, the independent, the new path forward, the new adventure, the new love story, the new learning experience. To be the trailblazer, to know that we can accomplish anything, that we have the capability to step into the tomorrow we want. Now, we add the energy of the month to the year's energy. So 2025 gives us a 9, right? 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5. And we add the 1 to it, which is a 10. Okay, which is a 1, right? So know that this is a month where we are really going to be presented with new opportunities, new adventures, new learning experiences, new relationships, new ways of living, of taking care of ourselves, mind, body, spirit, abundance, prosperity, all those things that we want to step into in life. This is really a month dedicated by the numerology, by our energy, to do just that. Okay, so today we have the energy of the 1. We've already described the energy of the 1. I said rabbit, did I not? So you're supposed to say rabbit at the beginning, the first day of every new month to bring in good luck. And since it's a total freebie thing to do, rabbit. And maybe you have a tradition, and please share it here so, we can all learn and we can all grow. Now, if we look at the daily numerology, okay, it'd be a 1 plus a 1 plus a 9. And that gives us the 11 energy. So, yes, it only gets better. Today we have an 11 energy, a master number. A number that asks us to release what no longer works in our life. And I know I sound like a broken record, but if that's the energy, then that's what I got to tell you. And that is the energy, to let it go. To not carry things forward with you that no longer support you, no longer are aligned with the path that you are now walking or the person you are becoming. And the 11 energy asks us to make a commitment to ourselves. And then to show up for that commitment, to plan, to strategize, to put action behind it consistently. Not like I can do it this weekend, but then I can't get back to it till a week Wednesday, and then I might do it here. Even if it's 5 minutes a day and build from that 5 minutes a day, you are starting a consistent pattern. So it's wonderful under an 11 energy to say, I'm just going to give this new path that I want to step into, this new way of being. Maybe it's a habit or something. I'm only going to do it for 5 minutes today. I'm going to sit here and for 5 minutes, I'm not going to do it. And then that's okay. And if I want to do it longer, I can. But the 5 minutes, and the next day 5 minutes, the next day 5 minutes, the next day 5 minutes. And as you get into that routine, maybe on Tuesdays and Thursdays you can do 10 minutes, and so you start doing that. But it's the consistency, and of course you're going to give yourself days off. We always give ourselves days off, but I think you're going to hit a point where you don't want a day off from it if you start that. So be cautious. Okay. The journal, Every Day I Choose Me, will be changing price on October the 6th. So if you want to take advantage of the thank you for your support price point, the window will be closing, and I want to make you well aware of that. If you run into any problems, though, where you didn't think you're going to get your money until, and that's when I'm okay with that. Get a hold of me, okay, and we'll do something personally together, okay, so that you can still get your copies. So, and for those of you who have received your journal, my favor I ask of you is for you to revisit the link for the journal that you used to purchase, but instead of purchasing, scroll down to the bottom, and if you could kindly leave me a review, it would tremendously help me out so much. So I thank you in advance for that. And I'll leave the link in the description box, as well as the link for Journey in Choosing Myself 2026. Okay. Written for your transformation at a soul level as we walk through the new and full moons, the eclipses, and the seasons. Okay. And that book will help you step inside the energy through your imagination, practices, meditations, and more. Okay, to the astrology we go. Sun is in Libra. And our moon is in Capricorn till I think about 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then it will venture into Aquarius. And today we have Mercury square Jupiter. So October opens with a push and pull energy between what we say and how we feel. Okay, Mercury in Libra, it wants diplomacy, it wants balance, it wants the ability to be able to smooth things over, to bring in beautiful harmony. And Jupiter in Cancer doesn't want that little small talk. It magnifies our emotions, our instincts to nurture, to protect somebody else, ourselves. And there's a deep desire to be heard, to be seen, to be validated. So when these two square off, it's tension. And it's the kind that'll force us to notice where our words and our heart don't quite align. So it is a day where conversations may feel bigger than expected. Emotions will spill into discussions. We may have the urge to over-explain, or we may over-promise. This energy definitely could push us to act too quickly, to not take a step back, to think things through. Probably acting quickly is probably one of the worst things we'll be able to do on a day like today, and you will see many people do just that. So the energy, it does, because it is Mercury, it heightens our communication, but it will also exaggerate it. Okay, on the one side of things, we want fairness and diplomacy. And on the other, we just feel like we need to fill the whole space kind of energy. Like, we don't want to leave any room for another word or a pause or silence or anything. We just want to, and that means that small issues can grow really big, really fast. Big ideas will overwhelm us, absolutely, on a day like today. And conversations could get quite dramatic. So you might be on the receiving end of that. You might be on the giving end of that. So just be more conscious of what you're saying and why you're saying it, and what degree you are taking it to. Are you taking it to the extreme, or in one way, or the extreme in the other? Okay, and with this energy, we kind of need to find the middle ground. Mercury in Libra reminds us to pause, to weigh our words. Jupiter in Cancer says, make those words matter. So together, It's how can we speak both with fairness and feeling without going too far in either direction? So choose your words carefully, speak from the heart. Try to avoid letting emotions exaggerate the situation. Okay, this is the day we should be listening twice as much as talking. Be cautious when you promise things. Remember, Jupiter's there to expand everything it touches. So we need really to check the detail before we say yes or no to anything. And notice where your inner dialogue is leaning towards extremes. Are we minimizing, trying to suffocate our feelings? Are blowing them out of proportion? Okay, yes, we need to honor our emotions, absolutely, but while keeping perspective. That is very important today. We can easily overpromise. We can say more about what we can do and then we cannot deliver for whatever reasons. Or maybe it's just, we went out with a group of people. We didn't really want to go, but we kind of got snagged into it. And, it wasn't a bad night. It wasn't a bad night. You got caught up in the moment and they say, hey, next Tuesday we're doing movie night. Yay, us. And you got to come. And you're like, of course I'll be there. And then Tuesday night comes around and you're like, it is the last place I want to be. I've got this and it doesn't work right. And why did I say yes to this? And now I can't back out of it. So it could lead into those little trips in our step, but we could also let our feelings spiral on a day like today. It'll distort the truth. We may find ourselves avoiding conflicts, with that strong Libra energy that we have, because remember, Mercury's not just there, but the sun is there as well, right? The moon has just come through there not too long ago. So we'll want to smooth things over. We'll want to have the harmony. We won't address the real issue. We won't talk about the elephant in the room. And that will only lead to resentment later on that we have to deal with. And so, all of a sudden, today too, right? Today, it just takes something small and it makes it big. It's like, you're talking with your partner about dinner tonight, okay? And somehow, all of a sudden, you realize it snowballed right into this larger talk about how you feel unappreciated or unseen or, not respected in some way. I mean, that's how this energy is going to play out. It's going to be something very simple and little. And if we're not watching ourselves, we will allow our voice to take it to the extreme. Little things will expand. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to try and manage them with a little bit of care. TLC, ask yourself, okay, where am I tempted to say yes or no? When what I really need is to sit in silence or pause or reflect on my truth and how it aligns or does not align. Maybe I really don't have the time, the energy, or the resources that I said I could provide. Think about it first. Where am I tempted to promise more than I can deliver? So October opens with a Mercury-Jupiter square and highlights the tension between diplomacy and our emotional honesty. Words may feel bigger, emotions may spill out, promises may stretch further than reality can actually provide. And within that tension, yes, there is room for growth. We always grow during any kind of square. Okay? It's a chance to find balance between fairness and feeling, between logic and care. So today we need to speak with intention. We need to listen as much or more than we talk. We need to remember that the most powerful conversations are not the loudest, but they're the ones that carry both truth and compassion together to find solutions that work long-term for us. Okay, go to the cards. Oh, I forgot to look. I should just give up on that part because I never remember, it seems. Okay. Underlying energy for today, the Four of Pentacles. What do we need to release? We sit there and we're almost pouting, like we're aggravated or we're upset because we haven't taken that step or the opportunity hasn't presented itself to us yet. And we don't know why. We're sulking, we're upset with ourselves, but we're hanging on to the things that pull us down. We have one foot on each of the pentacles. We're holding one so tight that we can't even move. And if we got up and we just let go of everything and just decided to be like the fool of the tarot and just step into a new beginning and a new start with just the clothes on our back, we would see that giant pentacle that marks our path forward, and the angels guard it, because that path is really just for you. Nobody else, no matter who shows up in this world in front of that path, can walk it like you can. And they wait patiently for you to realize that you are already capable and deserving and worthy, and to let go of what holds you back, that limitation, that anxiety, that fear, that perception, and trust in yourself to take that first step. We have the Page of Cups back again in the first position. Dream it big. Might get scary. It might get actually kind of extreme today with the energy. Our dreams, our imagination could, so make sure that you're using it in a very positive way. I'm going to stand very strong on that, because that, we tend to spiral downwards. We tend to get drawn towards the negative. And I was going down that rabbit hole and then I stopped. So this is a good reminder to me to go back down that rabbit hole and understand why that first instinct is to take it down a notch rather than raising it up a notch. Because that we have to do consciously. Oh, look at this. An Ace of Cups. This is embracing what you truly love, what you truly want, what you want to grow stronger in your life, what you want to create. Jupiter is in Cancer, so for the collective, I mean, that is about home and family and nurturing each other and caring for each other and compassion for each other and growing our safety and the beauty in our world. But this could be a new relationship that you want. This could be and a career change. This could be elevating yourself in some way, taking on some new responsibility or role. Or maybe it's taking care of yourself and you're feeling better than ever for the first time in your life. You're feeling better than, you did 10 years ago, kind of energy. This is something that we're embracing, some new path that we really want to step into. And we get a glimmer, we get a hint of that path actually being available to us when this card shows up. That we see it, that we can embrace it in some way. It becomes slightly tangible to us. And I'm not really sure how that works, but those are the words I was given, so that's what I'm sticking with. And the Chariot is, and even though we feel this rush to step into something new, we must pull it back. We must think it through. We want the fog to clear. We want the sun to rise and for the light to be there so that we can see what direction we truly can take. Remember, we've got a lot of Libra action energy here, not Libra action, Libra energy happening around us, right? With the sun and Mercury in a square with Jupiter today. It brings in this energy of weighing out the good and the bad, of seeing both sides of the coin. So we really want to wait until we have looked at it at different points of perception. We want to make sure that we're looking behind the corners. We're making sure that we're taking care of the mundane, the little tripping things that might stall us or completely stop us for times at end. Then we go forward. We have the ancient stones. Oracle deck. Come on, cards. There we go. Another one wanted to come up, but we have boundary stones, negotiation, contracts, communication. Boundary stones. There's nothing more physical and permanent than stone. Stones can define a space clearly. They separate and they set the mark, blocking out trespassers, clearing clear communicators. Stones leave little up in the air to question. Sometimes we can feel nervous about setting firm boundaries, but creating this type of clear limit or rule makes all parties feel safer and prevents anxiety, questioning, and worry. The Boundary Stones card is one of clear communication. It invites us to see the importance of defining what we want and what we truly mean. Whether it's being courageous and frank in your personal relationships or bringing more clarity and transparency into your professional agreements. This card invites you to be fair and clear so that what you intend to communicate can manifest is done impeccably. Perhaps this card is prompting you to take the time to clarify what's important to you, to voice what you truly want. Maybe you're being called to work out the specifics of a business agreement, a contract that will bring you what you intend to create. Or maybe there's an important discussion to be had in a relationship where you're being called to express your feelings or needs and let the other person do the same. Some people can misinterpret clear communication and boundary setting as harsh or unloving behavior. However, it can in fact be a container of safety for when both parties understand the terrain. They know where they stand and can relax and trust the container even more. So the soul inquiry is, what important discussion are you being called to have? And how can you be clearer about it? And on a day like today, that is what we are trying to accomplish. The middle ground. How can I say what I want to say to another without it snowballing into something that, I've pushed down, they've pushed down, we've ignored, and stay on topic to what we really want to articulate in our conversations. And go to our animals here. And we have Find Your Voice with the Frog. I was expecting you the other day, but you didn't show up, but here you are now. Once again, it's about our voice. Mercury is very, very strong in the sky today for us. Will be for the next couple of days, actually. Frog, where are you? My little frog. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Sing, say no, express yourself, sing to your song, dance your dance, tell your tale. Frog tells you it's time for you to find your voice. Saying no can be one of the most difficult words to speak, and yet Frog says that you have been putting too much pressure on yourself, allowing others to steal your time, exhaust your energy, and you haven't vocalized your dissatisfaction with it. Instead, you've quieted your voice. And by saying no, you begin to make room for the things that you do want to have in your life. And no, it's not easy at first, but the more you practice, the easier it becomes and the more empowered you will feel. You may have been keeping frustrations inside of you and they need to be spoken. It could be a friend that has hurt you, a spouse who isn't listening to you, a boss or coworker who isn't respecting you. It's now time for you to vocalize your feelings in order to remove the emotion. You might want to begin by how? By writing down what you want to say and practice saying it aloud. Look at yourself in the mirror while you speak the words of truth. And you can see within your eyes how much this could be damaging your soul and spirit. Healing will eventually come from Frog assisting you in finding your voice. Frog also reminds you to put on some music and sing, and it can be at home, in your car, but sing as loud as you can. Fun or sad, it doesn't matter, just express yourself by singing. Your throat chakra may be blocked. Put your hand over your throat and envision a blue light circling and swirling, healing the fears that surround you. Maybe you've always wanted to be on stage, a Broadway show, possibly a stand-up comedy act. Embrace Frog in helping you find your voice within. And it may be shaky right now, but it will turn steady and strong the more you practice your art. There are no restrictions and no limitations. So, yeah, it is about our truth still. What's important to us? That's obviously a main theme here. A main theme is also about our voice and how we are using it, where we want to go, what we want to step into, what we want to create, what is hindering us, what is holding us back. And yes, we may find that we need to have those conversations. We're not ready for those conversations. And so if we just allow ourselves to open up our mouth and start talking, it may turn out very, 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 very wrong for us, even though we have the right intention. How do you want to say those words? Practice them. Think about them. What impact do you want them to have? How might they receive those words? Is there another way I can say it? Practice on a friend first. There's all kinds of ways of learning to use your voice so it empowers you every step of the way, not work against you. And until we meet again, remember, I do love you.